Danny boy. Danny Garcia never seems to amaze me, right? Now, I'm going to ether Danny Garcia because I'm tired of Danny Garcia. Because when a lot of people talk about or have spoken about top welterweights in the past, they always mention Danny Garcia. And it never really registered in my brain, and it never really made any sense to me why they always mention Danny Garcia. So, Terence Crawford went on Spaces, right? And I guess he's seen the interview with Danny Garcia, and he's been seeing what Keith Thurman has been constantly calling out his name in interviews. So he went on a rant and he basically said, yo, they ain't gonna get no chance to fight me, bro. Because when I wanted to fight them, they ain't give me the opportunity to showcase my talent, right? They try to hinder me from becoming great, right? To show the world that I am the best welterweight and I am the greatest fighter on this planet. So now that I'm on top, I'm going to give you the opportunity when I had a belt to show for. And all I wanted to do was give you guys an opportunity while showcasing my talent. And you guys push me to the side. Hell no, y'all not going to get an opportunity. And Danny Garcia's response was, I'm rich, bro. I don't need to fight you. I've been making millions. Plus, I ain't trying to pay them sanctioning fees. And I can use some of that money to buy some real estate. So Danny Garcia was basically saying, yo, Terence Crawford, like, you got an undisputed belt. That don't mean nothing. Like, I got money. You feel me? A lame-ass response, right? I ain't want to get them belts because, right, I would have to pay sanctioning fees. But it's funny that Danny Garcia said that, because if you look at Danny Garcia's career and you look at Danny Garcia's resume, that is a lie, especially his 147 resume. Let's look at Danny Garcia's resume at 147, right? Danny Garcia's first major opportunity was in 2016 for the WBC vacant belt, right, against Robert the Ghost Guerrero. Danny Garcia was able to pull it off and beat Robert the Ghost Guerrero, right? And then, after Danny Garcia defeated Robert the Ghost Guerrero, he got an opportunity a year later in 2017 to face off against Keith one-time Thurman for Keith Thurman WBA on welterweight strap. Both belt was on the line, right? And Danny Garcia came up short. And Al Heyman like, you know what? Danny, you a good dude. I'm going to give you another shot. Now in 2018, right? Mind you, he just lost his belt in 2017, right? Now in 2018, he gets another opportunity to fight for that same belt that he just lost a year previously to Keith Thurman, right? Keith Thurman got stripped of the belt, right? And now it became a vacant belt, and and Sean Porter and Danny Garcia is now fighting for that vacant belt a year later. Now, guess what happened? Danny Garcia came up short once again. He came up short once again. Now, 2 years later, Danny Garcia gets the opportunity, right, to fight once again for that same WBC strap. Even better. Against Errol Spence Jr., right, who was already holding the IBF strap, right? So Danny Garcia get an opportunity to fight for that same WBC strap that been slipping through his fingers, right? And Errol Spence Jr.'s IBF strap. And what happened? Danny Garcia came up short once again. So it wasn't that Danny Garcia didn't want to pay sanctioning fees. Danny Garcia couldn't because he wasn't good enough. Now, we all know Danny Garcia and Terence Crawford has a long history, right? Both these guys faced off in the amateurs, right? Danny Garcia beat Terence Crawford one time, and Terence Crawford defeated Danny Garcia one time. Now that these guys faced off against each other and they're 1-1, we would think that to put an end to this chapter, these guys will face off on a professional level, right, to see who's the better man. But Terence Crawford tried to make a fight with Danny Garcia, but that went on the wayside when Terence Crawford's team reached out to Danny Garcia to try to make a fight with Danny Garcia to put Terence Crawford WBO belt on the line, while getting the opportunity to fight for $3 million plus a share of the pay-per-view revenue, right? But Danny Garcia, right, and Angel Garcia apparently turned down that offer. Now, the offer was presented by the buff and top-ranked vice president Carl Moretti, right? They reached out to Angel Garcia himself, right? Because they were afraid that if they would present that opportunity to Al Heyman would not present it to Danny Garcia. So they reached out to Angel Garcia himself, right? And they never heard back from Angel Garcia. So Angel Garcia and Danny Garcia turned down the opportunity to fight Terence Crawford. Now, if you look at Danny Garcia's resume and you look at the timeline since 2016, right, up until 2020, Danny Garcia has been getting opportunities time after time after time after time to gain a belt, right? And Danny Garcia has fall short, right? He fell short to Sean Porter. He fell short to Keith Thurman. He fell short to Errol Spence Jr. And in 2019, he didn't want to fight Terence Crawford. So Danny Garcia, welterweight career has been a failure. Danny Garcia couldn't pay sanctioning fees. He didn't have the talent to win a belt to pay sanctioning fees. So now Danny Garcia is jealous of Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford became undisputed. So now he's trying to make it look like undisputed is a bad thing because you got to pay money. But I guarantee you, Danny Garcia wants to be in the history books and wants to walk in the Hall of Fame with Terence Crawford and the rest of these guys like Mayweather and Cotto and these guys, because Danny Garcia is currently chasing after Laura to face off for a regular belt at 154. Is it at 154 or 160? It's at 154 and 160. But Danny Garcia is trying to become a 3-division champion to solidify his legacy so he could be in the Hall of Fame. So you know that Danny Garcia does care about belts and care about paying sanctioning fees. Because if he didn't care about it, then you wouldn't be trying to face no Laura. If you didn't care about sanctioning fees, every year you wouldn't be trying to win a belt. But like I said, whenever Terence Crawford approached these guys, or whenever Terence Crawford say something about these guys or put these guys on hot seat, they start to have a nervous breakdown and they start saying crazy stuff that doesn't make any sense. Because what Danny Garcia was saying does not make any sense. Because one, you are not going to face Terence Crawford for a belt. Because Terence Crawford does not fight at 147. And two, every year you was given the opportunity to earn the belt. Every year since you was at that welterweight division. From 2016 to 2020, you had an opportunity to earn the belt. You capitalized in 2016, and that was it. In 2017, you lost. 2018, you lost. 2019, you turned down the opportunity to fight Terence Crawford for the WBO strap. And then in 2020, you lost. Pack it up, Danny Garcia. Go Ghosts. But you guys see what I got for y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Share that video if y'all enjoyed this content. And I'm out.